What is good? Check this out, man. I'm here to bring you the new Westside Synth plugin. So producers, I posted this. Producers been blowing up my DMs on IG and everything, asking me like, yo, bro, when's this dropping? So I made a promise that I was gonna drop it right before the holiday. And so here it is. I did all I could to get this VST in your hands right now. Okay, so I'm gonna play you a beat that I made using this plugin. My first time using it, a banger was already made. That's how crazy these sounds are. And then I'm gonna go quickly through each bank to show you what it consists of. Okay, so let's get to it. Let me play the beat for you. Okay, so there you have it. You've heard the beat. Let me know in the comments how you feel about it. If you think it's a banger, let me know. So first, I'm going to let you know what banks are in here. So, of course, we got the basses. You don't have a real Westside VST or West Coast plugin until you got basses, and they got to be funky, right? This is a G-Funk, golden era G-Funk inspired plugin. So, with the likes of producers, DJ Quik, Dr. Dre, DJ Battlecat, those three come to mind primarily. There's other, West Coast GOAT producers. Daz Dillinger is definitely in there too. So these sounds are inspired by West Coast legendary producers like that. So you got the leads. Of course, you got to have the right leads for a West Coast plugin. You got the pads to give that ambiance, right? That real West Coast vibe. And you got synths in here too. It's been a minute since we put actual synth sounds like, just straight up synths, not basses and leads and plucks and pads, but actual synths. We did that last time with the Apeshyt synth plugin. So we thought we'd bring it back with this Westside synth plugin. Then we added Talkbox sounds in here too. So not only if you have the Talkbox plugin already, this you could still get this and have different sounds because these are very different than what's in the Talkbox plugin. Right, the Apeshyt box plugin has different presets. I'm going to show you what these presets are made of. And then we got the VST effects. These are definitely like risers and all kind of banging sounds that are going to add that ear candy to your beats. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is get into these bass sounds. Without further ado, the one that I used on this beat was called Gangstified Bass. Right, you hear the funk in that sound. Is definitely there, man. You got to have funky basses, and if you're going to make West Coast bangers. That's mandatory. Okay, so now let's go to the next sound. We got the Hoffa bass. This is more like a bass Dre would use. Like if you listen to that track, The Watcher, this is inspired by that. Dum 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 dum, dum 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 dum, right? Right, something like that. Now this next sound is called the Hyper West bass. This one has like a DJ Quik subby kind of vibe to it. Right, you could definitely hear Quik do his thing with that. Quik is known for having those smooth, buttery sub bass lines that you're not going to find nowhere. So I decided to, throw this one in there and call it the Hyper West because it's definitely going to make your beats have that funky vibe. Right? And then we got the Jumpman bass. This one is something Daz Dillinger himself would use. Right? That's definitely You can hear that on All Eyes on Me, right? You hear that. That's definitely that kind of bass, that death row style bass. And we put that in there. There was a producers on YouTube asking me about, like, do you got that Daz kind of bass, that buzzy kind of bass? And it originated from Parliament. If you listen to Flashlight or Knee Deep, it has those type of bass sounds in it. So we decided to throw that one in here. Okay, so now let's go to the next bass. We got the calified bass. This is one of my favorite ones. Right, just a little quick freestyle to show you what you could do with it. Really fat bass. You can hear a bass like this on the track West Coast Pop Lock. So let's get into the lead sounds. These are definitely some of the stars of the show. Bomber lead. You can even go higher pitch. So there was producers in the last live asking me about, like, yo, do you got any of those Long Beach style leads? So I decided to go ahead and go in and, retrain my ear again, go listen to some of that classic Long Beach funk. And I started tweaking the knobs. So you got the Avalon lead. These are definitely going to take your beats to that authentic, organic West Coast level. If you've been looking for that sound, if you've been trying to unlock that in your production, this is the plugin that you need. Right? You got the Avalon lead right there. Then you got the drift line lead. This is something you'd hear Battle Cat use. That's definitely like a Battle Cat lead. One of the most legendary West Coast producers who inspired me to make the funk. Him, DJ Quik, and Dr. Dre are like the top 3 of my producer influences when it comes to West Coast tracks. Figueroa lead. Right? Got that Parliament kind of modulation. Crazy. Florence lead. That's definitely like Long Beach style, the old G-Funk, Warren G. You feel me? You definitely can get down with that. You want to unlock that sound, you need this plugin. I'm telling you, this is going to be one of the dopest West Coast plugins to hit the internet streets. I'm not saying it just because I created it. I'm saying it because the heart, soul, and the golden era spirit went into this. G's for Life lead. You definitely a G for life. You use this lead, man. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into another bank. Let's get into the pads. 213 pad. And you notice that I'm just going straight from the top. I'm not skipping through because there's no fluff or no fillers in this plugin. Every sound was designed with intention and integrity to give you that true West Coast Cali vibe soul that you could bring to your beats and wake up the world with it. That's the 213 pad. Let's go to the 405 pad. Now I'm just freestyling whatever comes to me. You could do that when you have these type of sounds. They're going to take you where you need to go. You want to have sounds that tell you what to do automatically. You don't have to overthink. You don't have to tweak. You notice I didn't turn none of these knobs because the sounds come already ready to go. I don't like wasting time. I like to be able to come in when I got that vibe, that energy, and I'm feeling it. I like to put that to use. I don't want to spend that energy trying to make the sounds that I hear in my head. The sound should already be made, and then I can get, use that creative energy to make my beat. Now, this creeping pad, this is West Coast to the fullest. You can already hear a Snoop track banging in your head just from this sound. That's how powerful sounds are. That's why you got to make sure you have the right sounds when it comes to making West Coast beats or just beats, period. But especially West Coast. A lot of producers feel like they're missing that flavor. It's because they don't have the right sounds. You're using stock sounds that weren't designed to give you that West Coast vibe. Earthquake pad. That's why producers like Dre, or even all the way back to Quincy Jones, had sound designers. They had their own personal sound designers they would have come to the studio to design a sound for them to use for their production. They weren't just Dre, maybe, because he loved tweaking knobs and stuff to make the sounds. But a lot of the time, those producers would have professional sound designers come through and design the sounds that they wanted to use for their beats. Frisco pad. Now, we had to show love to the Bay. I grew up on a lot of Bay Area music too. You have producers like Mike Mosley. You have producers like Studio Tone. Other legendary producers in the Bay that created nasty beats. You had Funk Beta, producers that developed that sound. And a lot of other ones I didn't name, like even Rick Rock, man. Rick Rock is a beast. Gardena pad. Right? Then you got the Hawthorne pad. Crazy. Okay, let's get into some of these synth sounds. 8-bit synth. Right? Then you got the 13x7 synth. You can hear a low rider coming down the block just by pressing that key, right? Come on, man. Century synth. Okay, so then let's go to the next synth sound. You got the CPT synth. That's crazy. As a matter of fact, I use that in this Westside beat. Fairfax synth. Come on, man. Your creativity is boundless when you have access to sounds that are already ready to go. Now, let's get into it, man. We got to go to the Talkbox sounds, right? So some of these are similar in a way to the Talkbox plugin, but they're different articulations. So some of them are laid out in the same way where they're playable, but they're kind of just like stabs, like chops. So let me play this bounce one.
Bounce, 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 bounce.
So it's like having someone really playing the Talkbox for you.
Bounce, 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 bounce.
Or like you're really playing the Talkbox just without the tube, right? And you could do something like this one's on legato because I want to be able to play into the next sound to where I could make it sound like I'm really playing the Talkbox.
Bounce, 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 bounce.
But I could also put it on polyphony, right? And play chords with it.
Bounce, bounce, bounce. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Bounce, bounce, bounce.
Right?
Bounce, bounce, bounce. bounce, 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 bounce.
Right? And you could do that to each sound if you want to. Some are already preset to polyphony, some are preset to legato. You could always mix it up depending on how you want to express it.
Come on, 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 come on.
See, if I wanted to do come on and I wanted to play it like
come on, 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 come on.
Come on, man. Literally, come on, man. Then we got Ditto Box. Right, and that's already on polyphony. So if I wanted to play like, you know, chords, you want to put it on polyphony. If you want to play it kind of like a real Talkbox, you put it on legato. This is dome.
Dome, 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 dome.
So let me show you the chops, right? The extra chops. These are pretty much samples of Talkbox sounds that you could pitch up and down using the pitch knob to make it work for your track. These are real Talkbox phrases that I've played in songs that I've produced.
Bounce, 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 yeah, bounce, bounce, do do, why?
You get the gist. So you could do anything you want to do with these sounds and put them in anything.
Yeah, bounce, 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 bounce.
Right? Treat it just like a sample, pitch it up and down to make it work for your track. So that's the Westside plugin, man. It comes with it's about 79 sounds, I believe, if you include the effects. Oh, also, we didn't even get to go through the effects, the Westy effects. Let me not forget that. All the ear candy you need, man. And so I wanted to get through this because I wanted you to hear everything. Come on, man. All kind of risers and effects. You have everything you need in this plugin to make bangers, West Coast bangers. You have no excuses. Go grab this plugin right now, man. This plugin is going to be your lethal sound weapon. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to actually keep this up. I wanted to keep this plugin to myself. As a matter of fact, I might take it back down. If you see this video, you're lucky because I ended up putting it up. This is all the West Coast gold that you need to create bangers like your favorite music producers and some of my favorite music producers. Download it right now.